All right, let's do it. Welcome in. You're watching Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. As always, no matter where you are, how you're tuned in, we appreciate you for making today's show a part of your day. And today's episode is presented by Manscaped. 20% off and free shipping on all of the best men's grooming products by heading to manscaped.com/chat. Use that promo code chat for that deal to apply. We're talking products for you below the waist, but also their new beard products as well. Join the 8 million men who trust Manscaped today. So today's show, we're talking about Jalen Hurts and how he's been shocking the Philadelphia Eagles throughout this entire offseason. Last year, he was tremendous, and this year, he continues to improve. That doesn't come as much of a surprise because that's the mental makeup. That's the grinder that Jalen Hurts is. We're going to dive into it all. But first, if you're pumped up that Jalen Hurts is the Eagles quarterback, second-round pick, the guy has gotten better and better every year that he's been in the league. His leadership quality is so important to the success of this organization that I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. Let me begin with this talking point because I do believe it sets the foundation for Jalen Hurts, the player. The Philadelphia Eagles are lucky to have Jalen Hurts, and picking him in round 2 a few years ago was controversial at the time because it came after the Eagles had recently given Carson Wentz that contract extension. But Carson Wentz in his career quickly fizzled, and Jalen Hurts in his career hit a completely different jet stream, and it's on an upward trajectory. What makes Jalen Hurts so special has that cool, calm, and collected demeanor. He's always trying to get better. When he does make mistakes, he's willing to take accountability for those flaws. He's a respected leader in this locker room. He has made some monumental improvements as a passer in this league. He's a very dynamic runner on top of him improving as a thrower. He's faced a path of adversity throughout his life and his football career, and I think it's made him mentally tough to survive the pressure cooker that is Philadelphia. He never lives in the past, always looking to get better in the future. He has the it factor, which I believe is very important for playing the quarterback position, and Jalen Hurts, at the time, becomes the highest paid quarterback in the history of the NFL. He got the bag, yet he was still grinding this offseason to become a better player. Complacency, that's not a word in Jalen Hurts' vast vocabulary. And his growth has certainly been on display his first 3 years in the league. He gets drafted in 2020 in that second round, and everybody's like, what, you took Hurts? We just signed Carson Wentz to that deal. He finished 2019 with a good final month of the season, but Howie Roseman had some good foresight here. They obviously had concerns about Wentz's viability as a player, but also the injury issues as well. And Carson Wentz quickly slid downhill. Jalen Hurts comes in that year one. He certainly displayed some ability and some flashes, completed 52% of his passes, only 70 passing yards per game, a quarterback rating of 77. But if you remember, the team was so injured in that season in Doug Peterson's final year, and the completion percentage was so low because the weapons were awful, but also Jalen Hurts was running through it for his life, and a lot of those footballs he did have to throw away. And then in 2021, in a run-centric offense, Hurts did make some improvements as a thrower of the football. The completion percentage goes up by about 10 percentage points. The yards per game up dramatically to 210, and the quarterback rating up by 10 points as well. And then in 2022, the best season to date, and this is why he finished behind Patrick Mahomes as the league's MVP, 66.5% on his completion percentage. So to go from his rookie season when he was under 52 to nearly 67, it's a testament to the work that he's put in and the growth that he's made as a player. As for what Jalen Hurts can improve on in his NFL career, there's of course a lot to improve on. He can still get better, but he's not settling for what he did a year ago. He's still looking to add some tools to his toolbox, and iron sharpens iron. Hurts was asked recently about what he can do to become a better quarterback, and he said, my emphasis has just been turning my weaknesses into my strengths. Now, somebody's going to ask, what are my weaknesses? That's for me to know. But it's all just about getting better. It's about getting better. I think about all the different things last year that I did at a high level and to my standards, and the things I didn't do at a high level. But I think the thing that kind of keeps me going is being my biggest critic. Certain things are allowed, but for me, it may not be. So knowing that, staying true to that, staying true to myself, and then also staying true to my coaches, taking that coaching and continuing to grow. Now, that wasn't a quote from the Bible, as Jalen Hurts usually goes to in his wheelhouse, as he has this very vast vocabulary and a bunch of great sayings that seem to hit all the right notes at the right time. But that's a classic Jalen Hurts sequence for what he had to say. Some things might be allowed to some people, but not for me. And being your own biggest critic allows you to improve every day. And if you're not getting better every day, what are you doing? You're getting worse. And he continues to try to make progress every single day. And what he did in 2022 was extremely special. And what I find so amazing about what Hurts did last year is the amount of touches that he had, 460 total throws, combined with the amount of times he ran the football, 165, yet he only turned the football over a total of 8 times. He threw 6 picks, and he had 2 lost fumbles. To be the marquee go-to element of this offense and to have the ball in his hands as much as he does, but to put the ball in harm's way so few times, it's what's so crazy about what Hurts accomplished last year. And I'm looking forward to seeing him get even better through that aerial attack. 22 touchdowns through the air with 6 interceptions, 13 more touchdowns on the ground. I think as he gets a little bit older, you, of course, still want to have him pose that dynamic threat of being a runner and a thrower, but maybe run a little bit less and improve as a passer a little bit more. He certainly did that in the Super Bowl when he was chucking it all over the yard. And as a quarterback throwing the football, he was going stride for stride with Patrick Mahomes. Jalen Hurts is the quintessential leader for your football team. And you can tell that he's a coach's son because he's all about the team. He's all about being a leader. He's about being that guy who people look to lead your unit, but the player who might have to chime in here and there and say the right message, which gets conveyed at a perfect time. And Hurts talked about being a leader, and it is a role that he certainly relishes and takes advantage of. You're setting an example for everyone else in the room. It's a great opportunity for the culture and the environment to be set, that it's okay to be coached. I love that. It's okay to be coached. And that piggybacks off of what Nick Sirianni said recently when he said Hurts is the most coachable player he's ever coached in his career. I've been coached hard my whole entire life. So in terms of accountability, I think that's really big. He mentioned accountability. That's why I also said it at the top of the show. So Hurts, he's going into year 4. I love his personality. I love his demeanor. And frankly, I really love his game. Who is your favorite Eagles quarterback of all time? Has he done enough to take over that seat? Or is it somebody else like a Ron Jaworski, a Randall Cunningham, a Michael Vick, a Steve Van Buren, a Donovan McNabb? You let me know. Drop me a name down in the comment section right now. We're going to take your questions on Jalen Hurts coming up here right around the corner. But first, today's show is presented by Manscaped. 20% off and free shipping by using the promo code CHAT at manscaped.com/chat. If you haven't heard already, it's Smooth Sack Summer. When you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you're scaped from pubes to bum. That's right. This is the summer to keep your balls cool while still looking hot with Manscaped. The leaders in below-the-waist grooming are making sure we have a ball this summer. See what I'm saying? By giving our pants partners everything they need to stay fresh, dive headfirst into Smooth Sack Summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping. Can you say Smooth Sack Summer 10 times fast? I want to challenge you. You can also write it out in the comment section as well. The Manscaped Performance Package, 4.0 has everything you need to prepare that summer bod. They have built the ultimate grooming bundle for your summer grooming summer bod. And the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade, and safeguard technology so you don't cut yourself up below the waist, because that's obviously not good at all. Manscaped.com/chat. We'll put that link in the comment section and in the description of this video. Let's take your questions about Jalen Hurts. Appreciate all of you for using the hashtag Hurts here. Billy the Birdman Bolton. Do you think he will be MVP this year? I don't see why he can't contend for MVP. On offense, you only lost Isaac Seumalo and you lost Miles Sanders. Other than that, you return a very legitimate supporting cast for this 2023 team. Great offensive line, great weapons for him to throw to, and with more experience, does he become a better player? I think he can. Nick Stone. How many touchdown passes for Jalen this year? So 22 last year in the regular season. Let's up that to 30. Another year playing alongside A.J. Brown, year 2 for them. Year 3 playing with Devontae Smith. He has Dallas Goedert once again. I like Quez Watkins to hopefully take a leap. Olamide Zaccheaus. DeAndre Swift gives him some easy completions because he's a much better receiving back than Miles Sanders, and he's a home run threat when he touches the football. So Brian Johnson calling the plays, of course, is going to be a little bit of a shift as far as the offensive play calling goes and maybe the philosophy of that offense. But Brian Johnson has known Jalen Hurts for a really long time because Hurts' dad coached Brian Johnson when he was in high school. And Jalen Hurts has worked with Brian Johnson the last couple of years at the NFL level. Cole Raines, how many Super Bowls do you think he will win? Look, he got close to winning one last year. He sniffed it. Just give me one. You win one Super Bowl and you put together a really good career, you're a Hall of Famer. And one Super Bowl for any quarterback out there is absolutely elite. You win more than that, people talk about you as one of the greatest to ever do it. Elijah Stovall, which is first, 15 passing touchdowns or 12 rushing touchdowns? I'm going to go 15 passing touchdowns. And I think that they're going to prioritize Jalen Hurts throwing the football a little bit more. And in the red zone, like I said, DeAndre Swift, I think, is a really underrated weapon. And if Dallas Goedert doesn't get hurt last year, I think he becomes a more critical component of that passing game as well. And I don't think it's ideal to have a quarterback run for so many touchdowns. But again, he's such a special weapon that do you take a strength away from him and take away an element that makes him so special? That's kind of the give and take with a dual threat quarterback. TJ Whitmer, what's good, brother? How many passing and rushing yards do you think that he is going to put up this year? Let's go 3,000 passing yards and 600 rushing yards. You put together that through the air and on the ground, that's very, very good. And maybe he optimizes his touchdowns through the air a little bit more. Iron Missile, an OG here. Always enjoy interacting with him on social media. He has some of the freshest Eagles gear that I've ever seen. Will his Kelly Green jersey be the biggest seller? I'm going to get a Kelsey jersey first. I'm in agreement that the next Eagles jersey that I get, it's not going to be an offensive skill player like a Jalen Hurts, a Devontae Smith, and A.J. Brown. I already have a Brian Dawkins jersey, and I love that jersey because it has a long-term value. I can wear that forever. So the next Eagles jersey that I get, I'm with Iron Missile. I think it's going to be a Jason Kelsey jersey. In fact, it is going to be a Jason Kelsey jersey. All-time franchise legend, one of the best centers in the history of football, maybe the best, and you can wear that forever, and people are like, 62, Kelsey. As for Hurts in the Kelly Green jersey, guarantee you he'll be top 5 in jersey sales here in 2023. Feel free to interact with me on Twitter and Instagram. Iron Mizzle, he's done just that. He slides in my DMs a lot, sends me some pics of his icy Kelly Green Nike Jordans. @Chase_Senior on Twitter, @Chase_Senior on Instagram.